Hey guys, just wanted to shoot you a quick video so you have a visual aid for the outside in Travis picking pattern that we've talked about recently. So we're going to start with a C chord. We're just going to hold that for this demonstration. And over here, I'll move a little bit so you can see this. Thumb is on the 5th string, middle finger is on the 2nd string. And you're going to start with just those two fingers, back and forth. Think of them as one and, 2/8 notes, one and, one and. Alright, so thumb and middle. Then the next thing that's going to happen is your thumb is going to drop to your 4th string. Hopefully you can see that there. There we go. And then your index finger is going to be on your 3rd string. So make sure you can do those two things. Do that for a minute or two so it feels comfortable and natural. If you hit some other strings sometimes, don't beat yourself up over it. That's going to happen. As you practice, you'll sort of fine-tune your coordination. And then lastly, although we were doing thumb, middle, thumb, index, let's just think about what the thumb does for a minute. The thumb is always going to do this. Down, 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 down with your thumb. And even if you screw up your finger picking pattern, as long as your thumb's on the downbeat, it'll sound fine because that's at the heart of all of the different finger picking patterns for the most part. Alright, so we'll put that all together slowly first. Thumb, middle, thumb, index. Thumb, middle, thumb, index. So as you get better at that, you can go fast, you can try different speeds, but go slowly at first and make sure that those fingers feel like they're going to land on those strings pretty naturally. Remember, the idea is to get this on automatic pilot so that eventually you can just kind of do it while you're talking and of course singing if you're so inclined. You don't have it, when you're singing and entertaining people, you don't have time to think about PMPI all the time. Alright, real quick, we're going to go to the G chord. Not going to spend quite as much time. The only difference with the G chord is your thumb is going to play the 6th string first instead of the 5th string. After that, everything else is the same. Thumb, middle finger on the 2nd string. Then the thumb is going to drop over to the 4th string. So a little bit different with the thumb. 6th, middle on the 2nd, 4th with the thumb, index on the 3rd. So only this first note is different because it's hitting the 6th string. All the other notes are on the same strings. And of course this would work for any chord where you have the root on the 6th string. So you can do it on an E minor chord, for example. Alright. And finally, to move the pattern to where we have a D chord's on the top 4 strings. So we're going to do exactly what we did for the C, but hop our fingers up 1. We were here for C, now we're here on D, 4th string. And it's still thumb, middle, thumb, index. Right, same pattern, but it's on the top 4 strings. So if you have a song that goes from a C chord to a D chord, that might be something you might need to practice. Up to that next set of strings and then back down. Alright. Finally, the song that I usually use to introduce people to this technique is This Land Is Your Land. It has C, G, C, G, D, G in it. And the one thing that I like about it, I mentioned this in class, is that you could play the pattern very slowly in quarter notes. So it'd be like, this land is your land, this land is my land, from California to the New York Island, from the Redwood Forest to the Gulf Stream water. This land was made for you and me. Alright. Now, that's probably not really the speed you want to do it eventually, But that's a very nice tempo to just practice playing that pattern and trying to get it smooth. Then when you get a little faster at it, you can play it at eighth note speed. So that was quarter note speed. 1, 2, 3, 4. We can just double it. 1. Which really, depending on the tempo you take, it doesn't have to be super fast. This land, I'll see, I gotta get the right key here. It starts in G. This land is your land. This land is my land. From California to the New York Island. From the Redwood Forest to the Gulf Stream water. This land was made for you and me. Okay. I did take a little liberty in there earlier and put a fifth in there at one point in the bass, but otherwise, that's something we're going to talk about later. We're not going to talk about that in this video. And I think on the sheet music it might indicate a D7 chord, but it doesn't make any difference. In that particular song, D and D7 are interchangeable. So if you would prefer this, D or that, I'm not sure why I just changed my finger picking pattern there, but I did. So D or D7, either one of those are just fine. Okay? So review that. If you need to, go ahead and just kind of practice along with me. That's why I did that. And see if you can have that memorized, and hopefully we can move on from there when I see you again next time. Thanks. Have a great weekend.